My dears, Granny has missed you so much. And Ginger the cat has too. Now tell me, are your teeth brushed? Your pajamas on? Now listen closely. Open your ears and your imagination, because Granny is about to begin tonight's bedtime tale just for you.
King Leo. Once upon a time, there was a king named Henry. He had one daughter, Princess Mia. Mia was very beautiful. No girl in the kingdom was as beautiful as her. Everyone who saw her admired her face, her hair, and her graceful way of walking. But sadly, Mia was proud and rude. She thought she was better than everyone. She did not respect people, she did not care about their feelings, and she laughed at anyone she did not like. Many kings and princes came to ask for her hand in marriage, but Mia rejected them all. She mocked each one of them and gave them silly names. One prince was a little round, so she called him Barrel. Another was tall, so she called him Lamp Post. A third was short, so she called him Little Chair. Another had a pale yellow face, so she called him Turmeric. A fifth prince had a red face, so she called him Rooster. Everyone in the hall felt embarrassed, but Mia kept laughing. Then a young king entered the palace. His name was King Leo. He was handsome, brave, kind, wise, and rich. He was one of the best kings in the land. But Mia looked at him and laughed too. She mocked him in front of everyone. King Leo felt deeply hurt. He was not angry because she rejected him. He was hurt because she had no kindness in her heart. King Henry, Mia's father, was very ashamed of his daughter. He stood up in front of all the guests and said, "Enough. From this day, I promise that my daughter will marry the first poor man who comes to this palace asking for help." Mia laughed at first. She thought her father was only angry and would forget his words. But King Henry was serious. 3 days later, a poor flute player came to the palace gate. His clothes were old, but he was strong and tall. He stood under the palace window and played his flute beautifully. The king heard him and ordered the guards to bring him inside. The poor musician entered the hall, bowed, and played again. King Henry said, "You play beautifully. Your music is gentle and sweet. As a reward, I will give you my daughter, Princess Mia, to be your wife." Mia was shocked. She cried and begged her father to change his mind. "Please, father, do not do this. I am a princess. I cannot marry a poor musician." But King Henry said, "I gave my word in front of everyone, and a king must keep his promise. From today, this man is your husband. You must go with him and live wherever he lives." There was no wedding party. No one from the palace hugged Mia goodbye. No one cried for her because she had been cruel to everyone for so long. The poor musician held her hand and took her away from the palace. At first, Mia walked in silence. She felt sad, angry, and ashamed. She looked at her torn pride and remembered all the people she had insulted. After a long time, they reached a wide forest. Mia looked around and asked, "Who owns this great forest?" Her husband answered, "This forest belongs to King Leo. If you had married him, it would have been yours." Mia felt a sharp pain in her heart. "Oh, how unlucky I am," she said. "If only I had accepted King Leo." They walked farther and saw beautiful gardens full of fruit trees, flowers, and clean water. Mia asked, "Who owns these beautiful gardens?" Her husband said, "They also belong to King Leo. If you had married him, they would have been yours too." Mia sighed sadly. Then they reached a large city with tall buildings, clean streets, and busy markets. "Who owns this city?" asked Mia. Her husband answered, "It is the city of King Leo. If you had married him, this city would have been yours." Mia lowered her head. "I did not know how lucky I was," she whispered. "I had the chance to choose a good husband, but I was proud and foolish." Her husband said, "Do not cry over what has passed. A person must learn from mistakes and become better." At last, they reached a tiny cottage made of mud and straw. Mia looked at it in horror. "What is this small hut?" she asked. Her husband said, "This is our home." "Our home," cried Mia. "Where are the servants?" "I have no servants," he said. "I am a poor man. We must do everything ourselves." Mia did not know how to cook, clean, light a fire, or prepare a bed. She had never worked a day in her life. Her husband showed her how to collect wood, prepare food, clean the house, and make the bed. The first night she slept on a hard mattress and cried quietly. After 2 days, all the food they had brought from the palace was gone. Her husband said, "We cannot live without work. You must help me earn money." He gave her reeds and taught her how to make baskets. Mia tried, but the reeds hurt her soft fingers. She cried and said, "I cannot do this." Then he gave her wool and taught her how to spin thread. But the thread cut her fingers, and they began to bleed. Her husband sighed and said, "You cannot make baskets, and you cannot spin wool. I will try something easier." He bought plates, cups, jars, and glass bottles. Then he said, "You will sell these in the market. Sit carefully, speak kindly to people, and take care of the goods." At first, Mia was afraid. She thought, "What if someone from the palace sees me? What if the princes I mocked pass by and laugh at me?" Her husband said, "Do not think about appearances. Think about what is real. Work is not shameful. Laziness and pride are shameful." So Mia went to the market. To her surprise, she sold many things. People liked her gentle voice and polite words. Day after day, she became better at selling. She began to smile kindly at customers. She learned patience, respect, and responsibility. Her husband was pleased. But one day he bought her a large amount of new pottery and glassware. Mia placed everything in her small stall and sat happily, ready to sell. Suddenly, a soldier came riding through the market on a horse. He was careless and wild. His horse crashed into Mia's stall and broke everything. Plates, cups, jars, and bottles shattered into tiny pieces. Mia stood frozen. Then she began to cry. "What will I tell my husband?" she said. "All our goods are gone." She ran home, sad and afraid. When she told her husband what happened, he said, "If you had thought carefully, you would not have placed fragile goods where every rider could pass. This is a lesson for you. A person must think before acting." Then he added, "I do not think this work is right for you anymore. Today I went to the royal palace and found work for you in the kitchen. You will help the cooks clean pots, wash dishes, and prepare food. At the end of the day, they will allow you to take home some leftover food." Mia felt ashamed. She had once laughed at kings and princes, and now she would work as a kitchen servant. But she did not complain. She accepted the work and went to the palace kitchen. Every day, Mia washed pots, cleaned dishes, carried water, and helped the cooks. In the evening, she took a little leftover food home to her poor husband. Slowly, her heart changed. She stopped thinking only about beauty, clothes, and jewels. She learned to respect workers. She learned that poor people also have dignity. She learned that kindness is more beautiful than a pretty face. After 2 weeks, the palace became full of noise and excitement. The cooks said, "The young king will marry tonight. There will be a great celebration." The palace was decorated with lights, flowers, and fine carpets. Musicians played. Guests arrived wearing beautiful clothes. Mia looked from a window and saw all the beauty of the celebration. Her heart felt heavy. She remembered the life she once had. She remembered how proud and cruel she had been. She prayed that God would forgive her and help her become better. That evening, the servants gave Mia some food to take home. She placed it in a cloth and tried to leave quietly. But at the palace door, a young king dressed in golden clothes stopped her. He held her hand and said, "You must join the celebration tonight." Mia looked up and froze. It was King Leo, the same king she had insulted, the same king she had refused to marry. Mia became frightened. She tried to run away, but King Leo gently held her hand and led her into the great hall. The cloth in her hand opened, and the leftover food fell onto the floor. All the guests laughed. Mia felt so ashamed that she wished the ground would open and hide her. She cried and said, "Please let me go. I am not worthy to stand here." King Leo looked at her kindly and said, "Do not be afraid, Mia. I am your husband." Mia stared at him in shock. King Leo smiled and said, "I was the poor flute player. I was the man who took you to the little cottage. I was the one who taught you to cook, clean, sell in the market, and work in the kitchen." Mia could hardly speak. "You," she whispered. "Yes," said King Leo. "I did all of this because I loved you. I wanted you to learn that pride hurts people. I wanted you to understand that work is honorable, kindness is powerful, and beauty without goodness means nothing." Mia lowered her head and cried. "I was wrong," she said. "I was proud and foolish. I laughed at people and hurt them, but now I understand. I am sorry." King Leo said, "Your lesson is over. You have changed. You have learned patience, kindness, humility, and respect. From tonight, our true life begins." Then the doors of the hall opened, and Mia's father, King Henry, entered with the royal family. The servants brought beautiful clothes and jewels for Mia. She dressed like a princess again, but this time her heart was different. She was no longer proud, she was gentle, kind, and thankful. That night, King Leo and Princess Mia celebrated their real wedding. Everyone was happy. The palace was full of music, laughter, and joy. From that day, Mia became a beloved queen. She treated everyone with respect, from kings and ministers to cooks, servants, and poor people at the gate. And King Leo loved her even more because the most beautiful thing in her was no longer her face. It was her heart.
Nighty-nighty, sweethearts.
Sleep, my baby, my
Close